Hello and welcome to Splatterhouse 2, where we finally pick up the canonical story of Rick and Jenny. Mask wants us to return to the horrible house we burned down last time, which inexplicably is unburned. And on the other side of a forest of dead bodies.
Not the last time this game we'll be seeing hanging corpses, that's for damn sure.
We'll be seeing more later in the video, in fact. I'm sure Rick is excited about reuniting with the horrible, torturous mask.
It's just like a high school reunion. With slightly less bloodshed.
There's our first bit of close-up gore.
And once again, not the last.
And there's actually varying levels of difficulty in this game. I'm gonna stick with normal. All it changes is your maximum HP.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember them having too much impact on the amount of hits enemies take or anything.
Yeah, the higher one is 3 hearts, and then the top one is 2 maximum hearts. Here we have skinless red guys in varying states of being alive.
No, don't piss on the cross. That's not cool, man. Not cool.
Well, if they're gonna put crosses in video games, that's what I'm gonna do to them.
It's like Preacher all over again.
Boar worms, of course, are back. They are in every single Splatterhouse game.
Friend pipe.
Yep. I like the considerably more colorful visual design of this game.
Yeah, it's this game's kind of like Evil Dead 2 to Splatterhouse's Evil Dead. It's sort of a semi-sequel / remake with a much higher budget, and as a result, it just looks and plays so much better.
Yeah. It's got a unique visual design to it, more fitting of the Genesis.
One of the classic oh shit moments of the 16-bit era.
Yep.
Well, the monster's oh shit moment at least.
And even he agreed that we are scarier than that thing.
I believe that at one point this was considered one of the most violent games of all time.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up as far as being gruesome. I actually feel like the first game was even grislier than this one.
It's probably because most of the gore has been tinted green rather than red.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, even though this came out at the height of the Mortal Kombat-led crusade against violence back in the mid-90s,
Yeah.
strangely, this managed to avoid most of the media frenzy.
Most of it.
It
Was
barely,
occasionally brought up.
yeah, barely got any notice compared to stuff like Night Trap, though.
Yeah. I believe this was the first game to have a warning on the cover of the box
Yep.
about the content.
Yep. I can't remember if it was just a standard warning contains scenes of violence, or I have seen some pictures of the box with the mature audiences thing that albums tend to have.
Yeah, the ones I've seen are usually just a little, you know, scrawled on text thing, kind of a throwaway gesture.
Yeah, there wasn't anything like that in the UK, surprisingly. I first played this thanks to a friend who would bring over his Mega Drive every weekend, and this is one of the games that we played. This, Moonwalker, and Mortal Kombat.
That's a creepy lineup.
Yeah, for multiple reasons.
I believe they use a lot of Moonwalker sound effects in these horrible monsters.
Yeah,
Because they're annoying as hell.
Yeah. I think it's these ones when they fall into a pit, it sounds a hell of a lot like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing that next level quite a bit.
Yeah. These guys, pretty much everyone calls them Screaming Mimes, and they are... I cannot say how much I hate them.
Yeah, they are aptly named.
Especially,
very satisfying to crush.
Especially when you're a kid and you're not very good at games, and you're constantly having to go through the same 3 or 4 stages all the time.
Yeah. This game is basically a series of beginner's traps.
Yeah.
Kind of growing to like Rick's getting hurt sound in this game.
Yes. It's kind of, pained, but intrigued.
Very contemplative, agonized scream.
This is the grandma face.
Yep.
Probably...
It's a really easy boss, but I managed to die.
Not its official name, but that's what we called it when we were kids, because it looks like a scary grandmother.
Yep. I can see that. Like I said, it's a very simple, easy boss.
Yeah.
You just, it's the same pattern repeated 3 times. They come from the left, they come from the right. You can only hit it in the face when it's got its mouth open.
It's just that the only problem is when you're dealing with the ones that come from either direction, the controls are pretty sluggish, so
yeah,
you basically need to anticipate it.
Yeah, this is basically a rhythm game. You have to know what's coming in order to do it properly. You can't really sight read this game.
This is definitely a game from when repetition was everything.
Yep. The exploding eyes there are very reminiscent of the first scene of Reanimator.
And pretty much any Lucio Fulci movie you care to mention, because he seems to have a thing with eyes getting stabbed out or exploding. Yeah, that's the Moonwalker grunt, I'm sure.
Back where he came from, fish. Impatience is my absolute worst enemy in this level.
Yeah. It's a nice touch with the arms sort of clawing for help.
Yeah. It's well animated, if only it sounded good.
And they made them memorable if nothing else.
Yep.
Mainly because you'll be hearing that freaking sound for months after you finish playing the game.
This level actually took me a really long time to learn. I died a bunch of times because I just couldn't take my time. Those fish will grab on and damage over time you if you let them.
I think you take damage
just
if you...
appeared.
I think you take damage if you also fall in the puddles as well, don't you?
Oh yeah, you absolutely do.
Yeah. And then there's this scene.
Yeah. Someone hanged a fetus.
Yep.
And then the shears killed me.
This is probably one of the bits that everyone remembers.
Yeah.
You've got your flayed corpses in the background, and then you've got your hung bloody fetuses.
And a chainsaw.
And you just
Gotta love a chainsaw.
know where this is going.
Yeah.
Again, thank God they changed most of the blood and goop to green.
Yeah, this would be pretty horrible otherwise. Not that it isn't horrible already.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do this without the chainsaw, it just takes a million forevers.
Yeah. And it's like, they gave you a chainsaw. What's the point in not using
exactly.
it?
You can attack the chainsaw first instead of the shears, but if you do that, the chainsaw actually disappears. And then you don't have a chainsaw for the boss fight, and then you're pretty much screwed.
I did see someone do this without the chainsaw. And it literally took forever.
It's like a 15-minute video if I do that.
Yeah. I was just sitting there screaming at the screen like, why aren't you using the friggin' thing?
And once again, it's an extremely patterned boss. Once you know it's coming, you're safe. And they fall down and explode of their own volition.
And then... then there's this thing for no reason.
Yeah. It poses no threat. It can hurt you if you run into it, but you wouldn't. And then the screen is covered in blood.
It's the only time that ever happens in the entire game. It's weird as hell.
Yep. And that's the end of this video. A fitting end, I think.
Certainly one way of putting it.